I've been running it for like a month or so. I've only sold like 5 or 6 people in the $500 to $1,000 range. But the kicker is that those people know other people who also pay for stuff. By getting those clients into my world, then I got access to other high-paying clients, which were 6,000 retainers for large SEO agency. Then I say, okay, fair enough. It's 500 or 1,000 for implementing the system, white gloves on.
Are you actually giving away the template file or no?
Yeah, that's free.
Wow, that is a crazy amount of value.
What's going on, everyone? This is an interview with a student from my AAA Accelerator community, which is my paid community. Also have my free community as well, but I wanted to post this, and I'm going to continue posting student results on here just to really get the good word out about the kind of results and money people are making with the AAA model. So I really hope you enjoy. It's going to give you an insight into some of the interesting lead generation methods that he's been using, and I sort of go a little bit deeper on how he's delivering it and really important things that you guys can take and apply to your own AI automation agency. So enjoy.
So Hans, lovely to see. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for coming on the channel. I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in the kind of stuff that you've been doing with your AI automation agency. So I want to get you on here just to have a chat and sort of share a little bit more about what you're doing, because I think it's very interesting. So if you can give us a little bit of intro on yourself, how you got into the community, and the kind of business that you're running and the stuff that you're selling.
Yeah, Hans here. I'm an engineer. Started going into the AI automation agency world around Christmas 2022, and then continued on. I didn't know anything about AI, but yeah, I did know a lot about AI, but I didn't have any clue about how big the world was. So I started to do content generation and blogging because I have been in SEO previously, created a lot of blogs, and I didn't like the content writers that were out there. So I actually created my own content generation system. And then by expanding that, I went into like, this could actually become something that people would pay for, in my opinion. So started adding APIs for SEO data and all that jizzle. And then I thought, by the great Alex Hermosi, give everything away and sell the implementation. So give away the information, sell the implementation. And I went into some of these SEO Facebook groups because I also wanted to up my SEO game. So I actually went and paid for some paid groups. I went into some free groups. And then I just started adding on all the shit that I've made. Like, I put on videos on what I've actually done. And that catapulted me into getting more and more clients organically from that.
Yeah. And so that was just that was a make.com scenario you're using it on, right? So just all make based.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and
I started using make.com and then adding on Airtables as interface. So UI is Airtables, and then no code, low code automation is in Make. Yeah, I tried a lot. Like, I also tried everything under the sun, and I always come back to Make because I can always get it to work in Make, where all the other ones are always just a small tweak. So Make is the one that most of the time works. That's why I use that.
I think that's good to mention as well. And I've always talked about when you're learning these skills and picking up these new skills, it's important to pick a platform that allows you to get not only to be able to build all the basic stuff, but provide you with enough depth where you can start to do the really complex things like what you've built. So just an idea, like sort of how many nodes were in your content thing? Because I know it took you quite a while to build, right?
Yeah, I built it out into 5 different scripts. I think the largest one was 82 nodes. And then the regular size is around 50 to 60 nodes, with a lot of iterators and aggregators involved in order to aggregate the data. Because when you're doing long form content, you cannot just make AI write the whole thing. You need to break it up in sections in order to control the content flow. So they're very big scripts, and I think the column size in Airtables is like 25 columns now for different information all the way through.
And in terms of the input for this, do you have some kind of input that people are prompting this content generation system with, or is there some other kind of input provided to it?
Yeah, I broke it down into steps because whenever I got into these content systems, they were always lacking in some part, and I wanted full control.
Mm-hmm.
So I always start with the keyword. I also have a section for keyword research where we do vertical analysis of keywords and a lot of stuff there. But then the content part is taking back, scrape SERP data, get all that back, look through it and see what are the search intent and what are the top 3 writing about. Then we scrape either a website or YouTube video to get more content or more context for
Mm-hmm.
the AI to actually work off. So in my opinion, AI is just, it has a huge knowledge base. Like it knows a lot. If you think about it like 2 bubbles, it
Mm-hmm.
has all the knowledge in the world, but it has 0 experience once you turn it on, and it turns on and turns off every time.
Yeah.
So you need to expand the experience bubble as much as possible by
And
just giving it as much structured data as possible.
in terms of, I want to go a little bit deeper on your on the Facebook side of things and how you're generating leads there and getting business. So can you just walk us through a bit of your strategy about
Yeah.
how you're positioning yourself when you're sharing things? Are you shooting like a Loom video? Are you just directing to some sort of article? And also when how are
Yeah.
people interacting with it, and how are they reaching out to you, and how are you ending up to close that?
I went into these Facebook groups with where I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to pitch, you can buy this or none of that. Because if the people who want to buy something from me, if they're there, they will come to me and they will ask me. So I just give away the information. I actually filmed like 6 to 10 videos ranging from 5 to 20 minutes in length, where I just go through all the stuff that I did. I did some high level videos where it's just the basics and the overview, uploaded that. And then I said, this is how I did it. I just want to share all the information that I have with you and hope you enjoy it, and hope you can use it. So that's what I did. And I just uploaded a few videos. And then a couple of days later, I uploaded a few more. Every time someone asks in the group about AI and blog generation, I ask, hey, it looks good. If you want to see one of my videos, how I did it, you can look at it here. And it's amazing how much traction you get when you actually give a lot of valuable content for free. And I think the biggest takeaway in this setup is that when you give stuff away for free, like the information, the people who, like, first of all, only 1% or less than 1% will ever use it. Like,
Yeah.
even though they say they want to use it, they'll never use it. So only 1% will use it, and only like 10% of that 1% will actually succeed in implementing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that fractile of all the people that just saw that video, you will never sell that person your
Yeah.
system anyways, because they could do it themselves. So they would never buy it.
It's a very good way of
So
thinking.
we're after the people who cannot do it themselves.
Yeah,
So yeah.
and were they just reaching out to you, shooting you a DM separately, and then you were? I know you mentioned when we talked prior that you had some sort of community that you were shipping them off to, and then sort of sharing a little bit more. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I like all my scripts and I made tutorial videos for everything and instruction templates for everything, how to import everything and all that. I have that in a community, private community, and I just put a link to it if they want access to it. So it's free for all.
Mm-hmm.
Just go in, join there, and you can download it all. And then for the people who want to like have me implement it, then I say, okay, fair enough. It's 500 or 1,000 for implementing this system, white gloves on, and then I'll do everything, set it up for you. Um, so there's not like, I don't hide that I'm giving it away for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's simply like, if you want me to implement this for you because you have more money than time, then I'm your guy.
Okay. Lovely. And what sort of numbers are you doing on that? How long have you been running that offer specifically in terms of the content gen and its kind of final form that you think you've got it to? How long have you been running that offer for, and what sort of results in terms of number of clients and revenue as well, if you got from it?
I've been running it for like a month or so, maybe a little more. I've only sold like 5 or 6 people
Mm-hmm.
in the $500 to $1,000 range. But the kicker is that those people know other people who also pay for stuff. So by getting those clients into my world, then I got access to other higher paying clients, which were 6,000 retainers for large SEO agency. And in another Facebook group that wasn't specifically on SEO, I got access to capitalism.com, for example, because I posted some there, and then someone wrote, you might want to talk to Ryan and his team about implementing some AI for them.
Mhm.
Then I got into that world just by sharing what I do.
Yeah, so you give value to the
Yeah.
smaller guys in the Facebook groups, and then they were able to connect you to some much bigger opportunities through that. Awesome.
That's pretty much it from
Yeah.
the
Oh,
organic side or warm inbound.
Facebook groups are a very good way, and it's something I have wanted to touch on for a while. But it's like great to hear and see you doing it and doing it in a way that's not getting you banned from groups. Have you ever got banned from any groups, or have you always been pretty careful about it?
No, because I'm not like, I never sell anything. I just give away my solutions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are
I
you
just
giving
say,
away like even the make scenario template as well, or do you, because giving away the template file is a big step, right? So are you actually giving away that template file or no?
yeah, that's free for all.
Wow. That is a crazy amount of value if they're getting that template and there's suddenly 80 nodes on their make account. But I guess there's a lot of like you need experience with make in order to be able to make it work finally, right? So especially if you've got
Yeah,
a
it's like I have my free page where I put in like you can go and get, I don't know if you know Haro, help a reporter out, for example. You can automate that as well. I have an automation for how to automate that
Mhm.
inside Make and Airtables. That's an easier automation. I have like levels. I write this is medium to hard, and so I'm not hiding that this is just a cookie cutter easy and with 4 nodes. This
Mhm.
is gonna take some technical skill.
And what's the future for Hans here? What's the future for your business? How are you looking to scale up? What are you hoping to do by the end of the year?
I'm actually right now I am in a testing phase for how to productize services. The thing is that the custom world is the custom world, and I've lived in it both digitally and physically because I do interior design, so I've done a lot of custom work as well. And it's so hard to scale
Mhm.
custom agencies or custom work. So I've been right now I'm in testing mode while doing this organic content thing. Gonna test like 6 different offers that I have productized. Like I can see that we can productize this and this and this way. And then I'm gonna do Facebook ads, run ads, and try and test everything. Do
Mhm.
cold email, test all the offers, and gonna play crazy stupid because I don't know what people want.
Yeah.
Like if I knew what people wanted, then I would already be making a lot of money. So I don't know what
Mhm.
people want. So that's why I've come to the conclusion that I need to test a lot of different things that I know I can productize and deliver at scale,
Mhm.
and then test my way into that.
Excellent. When it comes to actually getting that the general versus the niche downside, I talk about this a lot, and it's good that you're sort of come to the same conclusion on that. In terms of testing your offers and where you're looking to go from that, is it going to be sort of you hiring a team to come in and deliver it? And I think I also should mention for everyone watching that Hans is also working a like full-time job and he's got kids. So this is what he's been able to do in this time. In his own business while also juggling with the other commitments is impressive because there's a lot of people who have nothing to do and they're barely getting to the point you're doing. So I just wanted to mention that is pretty impressive what you've been able to do. So are you hoping to sort of replace your income full time at some point, or do you think this is going to be sort of a in tandem with your current engineering position?
This is my plan is to scale up, but I need to make at least 15 to 20K a month on the side before I can do a full switch.
Mhm.
Um, so that's why I'm hyper focused on getting productized services out and
Yeah.
running because there's no way I can do that switch works. So that's just my situation. Like I would do it completely different if I didn't have kids and if I was mid 20s. I'm mid 30s. I have a house on 500 square meters. I drive a Tesla. I work as an engineer. So that's a like lifestyle limit
Yeah.
on how much I can downscale without
Yeah.
saying, hey, let's move out of the house. So the wife isn't that keen
Pretty
on
hard sell to the
moving.
wife, right? Yeah.
So for every other person listening, like make those big jumps early in life, because it's just much more easy to do early in life. You need to be more than focused when you get later on in life and want to do the switch, especially when you got mortgages and kids and a wife that likes the house.
Yeah. Well, I think that's sort of about all I wanted to cover on here in terms of the Facebook strategy, your background, and sort of what you've been able to achieve. I want to give you a chance to sort of pitch your services here and let everyone know what you do and how they can get in contact with you, because that's also a bit of value I can give back to you and your business is trying to get more potential people. Because if anyone's in the industry for that kind of thing, so
Yeah,
feel free to do your pitch.
thanks. So my pitch is I'm your guy if you want to have SEO content, like SEO optimized content for anything. I've done all the like automations and implementations with Surfer API, data for SEO. I know Ahrefs. I know all that world. I've done implementations for large SEO agencies. So I can do that. And then if you want low code to no code automations that you can maintain yourself, but just need to get built, I'm pretty handy at that as well. And I think a lot of businesses would benefit from having these no code automations, because then you're not reliant on me forever. You can actually get other people to maintain your business as well.
Okay, and
So
we got a
yeah,
website URL or Twitter or anything that they can be hopping over to? I'll
yeah,
put it.
my it's scalebytech.com.
Right, I'll drop that in the description
So
if you guys want to head over and book in a call with
please,
Hans. They'll be all in touch.
yeah.
So
One last thing to touch upon is that I don't think we hit enough on, like in the automation world, that regular businesses, when you do custom automations, it's you can pretty easily get trapped into vendors.
mhm,
So I think a big selling point, at least when I think about how to implement automation in businesses, is that going a low code or no code solution, like if you can do it that way, you aren't tied to that specific vendor. And I'm not saying that I want to lose customers,
mhm,
but I know that I might not be around forever and they might not like me forever. And having your business rely on one person or one company for all their automation, that's risky in my opinion.
mhm.
So having it built on systems that other people can maintain is a big plus in my book.
For sure. And I think that's a big selling point, right? If you're going to be pitching these services, if you want to come in and say, hey, look, I'm going to set these up in a way that allows you to. And even we've done it sometimes at Morningside as well, in terms of saying, we'll set this up and we'll hand the system over to you. We'll actually train up your people in terms of using it. So that's take a little bit of extra work. And we don't try not to do it too much because it is kind of resource intensive. But for people starting out early on, definitely having that kind of offer available to show that you really care about the business long term and you're not trying to like lock them in, right?
Yeah, and one extra caveat on that is if you get into a relationship with a customer that you really don't like, you can hand them off without like
Yeah.
burning them too much. You can say, it's good. Like I can find some other people to help you with this. So
Yeah, I say that.
just to keep that in mind, because you will always run into customers that you don't want to have hanging around forever.
Yeah, the retainers, if you're locked into a couple month contract with some people that you really don't like working with, they can really ruin your day. So, um, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, Hans. It's been very, very helpful for the community, I'm sure. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Hans and do anything related to content creation, SEO, etc., his link's going to be down below. And if you're in the
Yeah,
accelerator, you might be seeing Hans around insurance and value there too. So I appreciate you so much, Hans, for coming on, and enjoy your time in Bali.
you too. Thanks. Bye.
Later.
So that's about it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed and got something out of Hans' interesting strategy and his story too, that there's no excuse that you can't get results with this when he has a family and a full-time job and things like this. So I wanted to put out a bit of a sort of announcement that if you have gotten results and you are making money with your AI automation agency and want to come on the channel in the same way that Hans has, I can give you a bit of exposure for your business. And really more importantly, you can share your learnings and the things that you can pass on to other people that you wish you knew sooner. If you want to provide value back to the community that way, and I can send some back your way via giving you exposure for your business and your personal brand as well, then feel free to apply down below. There's going to be a link to a form where you can apply and essentially give me some information so that I can potentially get you on here for an interview so that we can share the good news and really talk about your story and your business as well. So that's all for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.